What is up? Energy here, and we've got a great video for you today. As some of you may know, I'm a professional video editor, and it's about time I shared some video editing tips and tricks with y'all. I'm talking about how to save time and money. And today, the main theme, file management. Let's get it. All right, quick little notepad section here. I'm gonna start off with how I like to name and organize my files. Starting with the date. It's going to be an ISO 8601 format. So it's going to be your year, month, and then day. And then after that, then you can put in your project title, your name, your client name, however you want to organize it. My example here, it's 2023-02-20. So in my example for my brother, I actually put in the date in which I finished the project and sent it to him. You can actually do the opposite and put in the date in which you started the project. Whatever you do, just stay consistent with it and it'll really help when you're organizing your projects. So this is within a folder of my client. So my client being my brother. And this is the first project I did for him this year. So it's the only one right now. So here you have the assets, audio, docs, exports, footage, photos, and projects. I keep these very consistent. I actually copy and paste these. I have a template made out. So whenever I have a new project, I'm just dropping these folders all empty into that next project. So they're always the same. So I know every time when I need a specific shot, I know exactly where it is. It's going to be in that same footage folder that's always in my project files. The reason we do this is because whenever you want to share a whole folder with someone, or you just want to back it up, nothing gets broken. You don't lose any files. Everything's in where they should be, and it all opens and works flawlessly. By implementing this type of organization early on, it's going to save you so much time, money, and frustration. All right, so let's run through these assets. So for the assets, what they really consist of is anything that I used after the production, after our shoot, anything I'm pulling from online, whether it's stock footage, any photos, anything like that will go into this folder. And we have bars, motion graphics, overlays, photos, screen recordings, and stock footage. Next, we have our audio folder. Right here is where we're going to put in our sound effects, our tunes or music, and then the VO. Next, we have our docs. This is where I like to place my scripts, shot lists, storyboards, any additional documents as well. Sometimes it's like references, any notes that you have from meetings, they'll go right here. But the main thing I don't put in here are any business docs, right? I'm going to keep that separate in a different folder. Next, we have exports, we have our drafts and finals. Fairly simple. I keep any versions, any like multiple versions of videos. They're all right here. We got V1, V2, V3. And once we have our final approval on that last version, then I put them in the final. Next, we have our footage, one of the most important folders for organization. You can name your folders based on cameras. So I have mine as Cam A, Cam B, iPhone, drone. But you can create as many folders as you need, as many cameras as you're using. You can even name them as that camera. What I usually do is I just drag my, from the SD card right into it. So it removes any type of issues that you might have when, copying and pasting or anything. I just drag and drop it right in. What you want to avoid is creating subfolders within these footage shots because you don't want to lose specific shots within all these different folders. The nice thing to do is you want to be able to just drag and drop this right into your Premeire project so they stay organized and you're able to find your footage a lot easier. Next, we have our photos. Basically, this consists of any photos we took on our shoots. So we have our RAWs, our edited photos, the exports, and right here we have our Lightroom catalog or our Photoshop projects. Next, we have our project folder, and this is where I put in, the Premiere Pro project, our After Effects, and any other additional project files, whether it's audio editing software or anything like that. We're going to place them all here so they're all in one place. So now we've looked at our folder and file management. Let's hop over to Premeire and I'll show you how the binning works. It's all very similar and it all kind of goes hand in hand. It's very similar to our folder structure. We've got our assets, our footage. GFX is where I like to put all my graphics, sequence, sound effects, and tunes. Sometimes another folder that I would include would be VO, right? But this video I worked on did not have VO, so I didn't feel like I needed it. Like before, our assets are kind of anything that I've pulled from different things online that doesn't have to do with our footage, anything that's like post-production. For this example, I pulled a clip from Clash of the Titans and used it in this video.
Turn to stone with just one button.
And there's also some photos I actually created using AI that I then added into this folder as well. So now we've got our footage. And one thing I wanted to show you guys, it's a little bonus tip here, and I'm probably going to make a video about it later on, is how I actually do some color coding in order to help me visually when I'm editing. So for example here, if you look, we've got our frame rate, 23 FPS. And so I've actually colored all the video files that are 23 FPS, all these clips are all at this color. And then our frame rate changes right here. I started shooting at a different frame rate at 120 frames per second. And so here I've colored a whole other color. That way I'm able to organize them, not by colors, but so I know visually I'm dealing with a clip that's in 4K versus a clip that's shot at 120 frames per second at 1080p. So if I'm editing in 1080p, I know, okay, this is one of the blue clips. I have extra room to play with in terms of scaling. I can scale down to 50%, or I can scale in and I won't lose any of that resolution. And next, with this like turquoise color, that means, all right, it's 120 frames per second. I can actually slow this down as low as 50% or whatever, and it's not gonna clip. So it's something I like to do with my footage, and it helps when you're done organizing everything, when you're ready to start pulling selects, when you're ready to start actually editing, you know just visually where everything is and what you're dealing with. So we've got our graphics. This is where I'll put in like supers, anything that I'm overlaying, additional edited photos, any adjustment layers I like to put in my graphics. Sequence. I like to actually create a sequence folder, so all my sequences are there. We've got our V1 or V2, final, and then also nested sequences. I create a separate folder for that just so it's out of the way, and our selects go in here as well. I'm gonna be creating a video for this as well. I'm gonna go through my workflow and actually show you how I pull selects, how I organize my selects, so that when we get to editing, we have everything we need. We know where everything is. This is just the basics. This is the foundation, which later on we'll build into our editing. Right now we're looking at our sound effects. We've got our trusty whoosh sound effects, and then our tunes. Any music, anything I want to try out, any tracks, I'm putting them in here, and they're also going to be in the folder, in our folder structure that we saved for the project. That's about it. That's going to be kind of like the binning situation. And like I said, it's going to save you so much time, so much actual money too, because time is money. And the most importantly, it's going to save you some frustrations and stress, because everyone has clients that are going to give you feedback. And a lot of times it's going to be feedback like, you know what? We liked, our logo to be a little bit bigger. Like in version 2, can you go back to that version? Maybe that version was what, from like 2 weeks ago or something. You're currently on like version 10. It's very easy to just jump back to it, find everything you need, go back to the files you used, and you're not losing anything. You're not wasting time searching for things, and you can be confident with your client, and clients love that. They love speed, they love efficiency, and it just brings them trust, which then lets you just get more creative, right? The less time you spend searching for things, being stressed out, gives you more time just to be creative, to really push the limits in what you want to create. And to me, that's the most important thing. So there you have it. That's my tips for file management. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna be something really good to share. It's something I built up over the 10 years of me doing editing professionally, and it's something that, of course, everyone does differently. This isn't like the standard. It's just, I just want to share what my perspective on file management is. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. If you have anything to share, any other tips and tricks, something I missed, let me know in the comments as well. And make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified next time I make a video or when we go live. Also, make sure you join our Discord. I'm trying to build a community of editors for editors, somewhere like a safe space where you can actually share your videos and receive some constructive criticism from me and the community. Who knows? We might learn a thing or two from you. So make sure you stop by, check it out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all. Later.